I'm going live. So add on, come on. Okay, guys, I am late and I hate being late. That's something that I am working on. I One of the things that I want to work on as we're going into 2023 is being late. So I do apologize. I see that we already do have a viewer, so thank you for holding tight for me. Um and I do appreciate you staying on. Make sure to share so other people can get some of this good information. Thank you, Balancing Codes, for coming in on this conversation. Um, so my name is Wanaki Halima. I'm a full spectrum doula. I specialize in all things womb and vagina and femininity. So that includes menstruation, that includes fertility, labor, breastfeeding, all the things vulva and vagina. I also am a mindfulness coach and I help women heal through shadow work. So if you want some coaching, you can always reach out to me. And if you're looking for a doula, I would love to womb and your vagina. Um, so balancing codes, if you want to introduce yourself before we begin. Oh, we can't hear you. You're on mute.
You're having a beautiful Saturday. My name is Balance, and my page is Balance and Codes, where we love to talk about mental health and healing.
Okay, nice and cute and sweet. Okay. Okay, so you can follow us both on the at names below. You can find me on all social media at Wanaki Halima, and you can find her at Balancing Codes. So today's topic is, do you believe in karma? Now, there's so many things that people do throughout their life, and it puts them in a loop, it puts them in a cycle. So, when we talk about karma right now, we're talking about that cycle where you end up saying, why do I keep ending up with the same man? Why do I keep having these things happening to me? And we're also going to be talking about the idea of you reap what you sow. So, the
Mm.
energy that you put out, you receive back. Um, I do have a clip that I want to play.
Hmm.
Um, so let me see which one I want to play first. Um, and they're both going to be in reflection to Erica Mena.
Uh-oh,
And
I know who that is.
you do or you don't?
Yeah, I do. I
Okay.
posted. I posted something. She said, actually, so it's so funny. But go ahead.
Okay, so this is going to be in regards to Erica Mena and Safari. If you do not know who these people are, these are love and hip hop people. Many people do know who they are. So if you live underneath a rock, you won't know. But I know so many people try to stay away from media and what they try to feed us with this poison. So I do respect if you don't know who she is. So she started off as a reality, as a video girl. She started off as a video girl very young. She has a reputation for dating married men. Um, and now she's more popularly known as a reality star. So I am trying to put this video up now so that you guys can have a better understanding of who she is. Okay. So this person does a video of pretty much the synopsis of who Erica Mena is and what might have brought her to where she is today. So I'm gonna play this through.
Erica Mena responded to fans. She said, I knew exactly where my karma came from, and I respected it. No, seriously, because it sure wasn't from being deceived to by a whole married male living a double life, nor was it from being with a female who was in a relationship with a dude the entire time. But I'm gonna let y'all run with that cool storyline anyway. So for the people that don't know, back in the day, about 10 years ago, Erica Mena and DJ Envy was real cool, and they ended up sleeping together. He cheated on his wife Jill for Erica Mena to the point where DJ Envy, he would go to work on the Breakfast Club. He'd be on the ground all balled up in the corner, crying. He felt like his life was over. He felt like his wife was about to divorce him. We end up confessing on air about what happened. And then everybody was calling Erica Mena a home wrecker, a hoe, a thought, everything that you could think of. And she was like, well, he was married, living a whole double life. And then he was in a relationship with Fran Santana, which is Joe Budden, baby mama. And she said that Stan was cheating on her man with her. So Erica Mena and Stan was sleeping with each other. So that's why everybody was saying, oh, it's karma because you was with a married man, you was with a girl when she was in a relationship. So people were saying, don't be surprised when a nigga cheat on you multiple times when you done it with other men in the past or other women in the past. And
Okay, so what are your thoughts before I?
Girl, spicy. I was having a conversation about this the other day with a man, and he was saying that he does not believe in karma. And it's interesting because everyone is different. I tend to believe in karma, but maybe not in the sense that other people believe in it. I don't know. So, how I would best describe it is I think that we all do receive the energy back that we give out to others. I think that energy comes back to us. I don't think we necessarily know how it comes back to us, but I also, though, believe that there are things that you could do to change that in the sense of, how could I put it? I think you could start to rectify things by putting out more positive energy in doing things for others and being selfless and giving and loving and being in a spirit of gratitude. And I think that that could just change the way your karma comes back. And that's just my personal beliefs about it. But I know everyone is different. Because okay, and now we're talking about karma in relationships, right? I dated a man, and he told me that before, when he was in his 20s, he did not treat women well at all. Like, he was just not honest with them. He was sleeping with multiple women at a time. He was not committing to them, and he was breaking their hearts because he knew that those women wanted to be with him. And then when he was ready to have a serious relationship with a woman, he believed that he was going to get his karma back. That was his belief. So because he believed that, he was like, he couldn't trust women. He was like, you know what, they're going to cheat on me. They're going to lie on me. They're going to mistreat me. It's never going to go good, because he expected that, because that's what he gave to other women. So that what he made it his expectation. He made it an expectation to receive that treatment back, because that's all the energy he was putting out. And that energy comes back. And especially if you're not changing anything and you expect that energy to come back, that energy, that, I mean, that's why he couldn't have a real serious relationship. So it's this is such an interesting dynamic, because me personally, though, I've always been respectful of people in relationships. I never cheated on anybody in a relationship. I'm always honest in my relationships, right? But then it's like, shouldn't I get that back? You know what I mean? So it's so interesting. I can't wait to hear you know how you see it. So yeah.
You will always reap what you sow, and you
Hey.
will not always get it back the way that you thought that you would.
Hmm.
Sometimes you have to watch somebody close to you suffer to the point that it makes you sick, and
Hmm.
that's your karma. And that's
Hmm.
why it's so important to be self-aware, because you could do something that could mess up generations to come. And I believe that you will always reap what you sow, and you have to be aware of that. So, living, oh, I did that, but now I'm going to volunteer and I'm going to donate half of my worth. Do that. Do that. That's going
Still
to be
do it.
good for,
Still
that's
do
going
it.
to be
Your
good. But this is
children.
the thing. That's going to, no, that's going to be good for your heart and how you feel right now. And it'll give you a sense of relief. But know that everything that you do comes back to you, whether it's good, bad,
Yeah.
whatever. And the reason why I say that is because something that could be really good that happens for me could be really bad that happens to the person to the left of me. That's just what it is. I could be looking to buy a multi-home and I could buy that multi-home and I could put my family in it and be doing so well and have a couple of renters so that my family doesn't pay rent anymore. But all the people that got kicked out of that house, now they're homeless on the street. So something that happened really, really good for me didn't was really, really bad for other people.
Yeah, I get that.
So that doesn't mean that I did that to those people. So now something bad is going to happen to me. That's not how it works. If I know that these people have no place to go and I'm like, I don't care, get them out right now. I ain't going to get them no time. Then that's when I'm starting to put myself out there for some karma to come get me. Now, if you're dating somebody and you know that they're in a relationship, because you cannot tell me that Erica Mena didn't know that he was married when he's DJ Envy. People know who he is. So you mean to tell me that you didn't Google him? You always Google the man that you like. Come on. And if you're not doing it, guess what? Start doing it right now because you find out a lot of stuff when you Google them. So that being said, we know her being a Scorpio, being nosy, and wanting to know all the things, she did her research on him. And her also being a video girl around the time, she knew DJ Envy had a wife and she decided to stay with him. She also knew that Sin was in a relationship as well and decided to do whatever she wanted to do with her. So, that being said, now that she is in this relationship with Safari and he's treating her the same way that she was treating those people that were in a relationship, she cannot handle it because now she's able to see things full circle. This is what it feels like. This is what I did. And it hurts more when what you've done to other people happens to you. It hurts so much
Mm.
more because you understand where it's coming from. You understand that mentality. You understand that spiritual level and you see how evil and ugly it is. That's demon time. So, that being said, I 100% believe that karma is real and we watch it happen every day. What I did yesterday is going to affect what I did today, what I do today, and that is going to affect what happens tomorrow. Still another form of karma.
My grandmother would always say the golden rule: treat people how you want to be treated. And to this day, I kept it on my heart. Like, even when people mistreated me, lied on me, did me real dirty, girl, like, I'm not like, I'm gonna get them back. I've never said I'm
No.
gonna get them back. I'm like, life is gonna happen to them. And I actually, to the point where I understood it so much that it was like I felt bad for them. Because I'm like, you did me like that? Like, ooh, I'm scared about what's gonna happen to you because that karma is real.
Thank
Like,
you for saying
when,
that.
yeah, because when you have a pure heart and you only mean the best for people, and you love people, you show them love and respect and admiration and consideration, and you just care for them so much, and then they take your kindness for weakness and they do something real dirty to you, you be like, "Ooh, why would you do that to?" Ooh, I feel.
To
Listen,
that
that's gonna come
person.
back. Yeah, that's gonna come back on you because all I do is put out that good energy and that pure energy. So when you attack people like that only have pure intentions, that karma is coming, and we don't know what it's going to look like coming back. So when people suddenly have accidents or crazy things happen in their life all of a sudden, and they're like, I don't know how this happened, I'd be like, I wonder how you ended up in that situation. I wonder how you ended up in jail and got a DUI, or you listen. I've heard stories. So many things happen so unexpectedly. It's not. That's your karmic energy. That's coming back to you. So I listen. I agree with everything you're saying 1,000%. And I didn't even notice about Erica. I didn't know she was with this DJ or whoever. I didn't even know that happened. All I saw on television was her and her husband not working out. I didn't know this happened prior, but it's so fitting. It makes so much sense. She should have saw it coming. Like, I could have told her that. Like, I mean, come on now.
Yeah,
But
that as
yeah.
soon as she fell in love, look what
Mhm.
happened. And
Mhm.
then, this is not to say that when bad things happen to you or when quote unquote bad things happen to you, that it's your karma. Sometimes things have to happen to redirect you.
Yeah.
We have to recognize that When somebody does something to you, they will pay their karma, but sometimes it's a stop sign. Sometimes it's somebody trying to save you from something else. So if you have a pure heart and you're self aware, do not allow things that happen to you that are negative to be negative or failure. Look at them as guides, because a lot of times we have protectors and entities around us that we are not aware of, you know? And that being said, sometimes people have entities and things around them that you are not aware of. So be careful who you hurt. Be careful who you do things to, because you don't know how quick and how hard that will hit you. You don't know what people got going on, because there's a whole world happening outside of us. It's not just this physical world. There's a whole spiritual world that's happening around you, and you don't know who's close to who or who is who. So you could be thinking, man, that ain't nobody. That's just somebody on the street. I'ma just did it. Okay, and then see what happens to you, and now you're wondering why all these miserable things are happening in your life. So you have to be careful, like that saying, oh, be careful, little eyes, what you see. There's karmic value with what you do to yourself. So if you put yourself in a situation where you start praising all of these celebrities, you want to live like these celebrities, you're putting yourself susceptible to live the lives that they live. And these celebrities do not be having good lives. I don't know not one celebrity. And you be thinking, oh, this person is so good. And then you look 5 years later, and that person got all these things going on, and you idolize them, not realizing who they really were.
And
So,
I want to say
mhm,
this too, because everything you said, I agree with 1,000%. And I want to make a good point right here that actually also be careful what you ask for is a big deal, because a personal, oh, okay, Tucker joined us, a
Tucker,
personal,
Tucker,
a,
that's my
a,
Libra
I like
friend.
that. A personal experience that happened to me. I was always asking for like strength. I was like, I want to be so strong. I want to get all this strength, and I didn't realize what I was asking for. Because what happened? How do you get stronger? You know what I mean? You have to go through things. You have to go through a journey to strengthen yourself. I didn't realize what I was asking for. You know what I mean? People say, be careful what you wish for. You might get it. I'm telling you right now, I didn't know what I was asking for. I wanted to be this strong, just powerful woman, and I'm like, ooh, I don't know why I wanted that when I was 19, but that's what I asked for. And when I tell you, things were happening to me that I did not see coming. You could ask for something, but you never know how you're going to receive it. You don't know the how. You may know the what, but you never know the how, and you can't control the how. And this is exactly what we were talking about with dating. We know we want to be in love and have this family, but it's not up to you how. You know what I mean? And we want to control the how so much. It's like
Don't
I
say
want,
that. Don't say that.
girl.
Don't say
No,
that.
it's true, but it's true because it's like I want it to be this particular person, but maybe it's the same energy and love from another person. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So and then in this same situation, like I wanted strength so much, but it's like I didn't know how I was gonna receive it. And so much stuff happened to me. It strengthened me. Oh, I'm strong, but I didn't want to get it that way. I didn't want to get it that way. So man, you just made a really good point. So I just wanted to share that.
Thank you. Shout out my girl, Lisa Legs. I just saw that you in the chat. Shout out to you and shout out to Lady V. Thank you guys for tuning in. And thank
Yeah.
you so much, Jay Tucker, for following us from at Balance Codes Live to at Wanaki Halima Live. Shout out to you. Big ups to you. Um, so yeah, I agree with what you're saying, because we don't always know how we're going to receive what we're asking for. And that's why it's important to be able to trust and have faith in yourself and your life and your timing, because you can say, I want XYZ and I want it, I want it, I want it, I want it. But until you put the work in and until you allow for divine timing to fall into place, you may not receive that. You may not be
Mm-mm.
ready for it. You can say, I want this, I want this, I want this, but until divine timing comes into play, you're not going to receive what you're looking for. You can
Well
only
said.
control what you can do. So put in the work and have faith that what you desire will come to you. That's the main thing, because I thought I was going to be doing this by a certain time. I thought, and that's really the constructives that come with just being a human being and being in this whole, I don't know, like just kind of like being in this age where we believe certain things are supposed to happen a certain type of way. It's like a part of the human experience, and it's false. We can have desires and we can have goals, and we are supposed to put in the work for that, but we have to trust that divine timing because we don't get to say when.
I love that.
Uh,
You are not in control of the timing. Well said. That's so
yeah.
true, girl. Like, no, keep going. I agree with
Yeah.
that so much. So,
So I wanted to play the next clip
mhm.
because we now get to see how karma hit Erica Mena, and not just how karma hit Erica Mena, but also how it hit Safari. So let's play this clip and see what these people are talking about. I want to add it to the stream.
You're making me laugh.
Erica, we saw you get really emotional on that phone call. Can you talk to us about that moment, what you were feeling?
I was really like breaking in like pieces day by day. I've done a lot of therapy since, and I found so many lessons that I needed to learn. And I was able to tap into like, I attracted this energy into my life. Yeah. I've had some faults in my marriage, but at the same time, I've also swept so much under the rug. And I think that's why I got taken advantage of. Because for the first
Okay, so I'm gonna pause it right there for a second. And the reason why I'm pausing it right there for a second is because she's still not taking accountability for her
Not at
actions.
all. Not at all.
She said that she got therapy. She said that she understands that some of the things that she's done, but then she's just talking about her marriage, that she swept things underneath the rug, and she thinks that that's a part of her karma. The actions that you do are your karma, not what other people do. What other people do has nothing to do with you. What you do is where your karma value comes from. So she's going to continue to go through these things. Balance, are you there? We'll wait for Balance to come back. Oh, you are there. Okay, good. Um, so what you do is gonna be a reflection of what you receive is gonna be a reflection of what you do. That's your karmic value, not specifically what other people do. So it appears as though she's gonna continue to look like that and go through things like that until she recognizes her accountability in her life.
Mm.
And I would also say something valuable that she did say already was that she went to counseling. So it's important to have a coach. It's important to have a counselor. Myself and Balance are coaches. We do take different approaches, but we're doing very similar things. So follow her and follow me and reach out to us because this is something that we're very passionate about. Before I start it back, do you want to say anything?
Yes, but it's kind of a long story, so I don't know how much time you wanted me to.
Okay. No, we
Um,
wanna we wanna add value. We wanna That's more important
okay,
than anything.
so as you guys know, I do like mental health counseling, and I had a woman she was complaining that her children don't do anything, and I'm like, okay, tell me about your children. She has two children over the age of 30. They've never had a job. They've never moved out, and they just live off their parents. And she was like, I don't know what to do. And the way she kept discussing, we're not talking about 18-year-olds. They're both over the age of 30. They've never, ever worked, ever. So she's like, I just want them to really to get a job and to move forward in life and to become successful.
I know. Now, yes.
Okay. So and she's like, I want them to be successful beings. And I'm like, okay, what are you doing to aid them in that? And she's like, I mean, they say they're gonna get a job, but they just don't. And the level of lack of accountability there, it was bothering me so deeply. They're not special ed. There's nothing wrong with these. They're able-bodied people. There's no reason they shouldn't be working. And she enables them so much that they don't even believe they need to buy their own food. Like everything they have in their life is because their mother buys it. And in her mind, she's not doing anything wrong. you have no accountability there. You're enabling your children to be 30-year-old children. Like they you're treating them as if they're still toddlers, and you think that you have no reason or accountability in how they ended up this way. And this is what I mean. And it's like we're talking about karma, but when you don't raise your kids and discipline your children, they will be your karma. So I just wanted to say that.
And that's very true because we don't we it comes from the roots, right? So one of the things that I do with my clients is I like to do a family tree with them. And we start breaking down what does it look like from your roots. We start with you, we put your name, we put some of the things that you, and we take it from a very holistic perspective. We talk about, what does it look like for you by yourself? What diseases are you dealing with? And that's mental, emotional. Are you dealing with anxiety? What are some of the things that you're dealing with in your life? And we map all of that out. And then we start with your mom and your father, your mother and your father. And then we map out as much as we know about them. And you can start seeing the patterns that have developed. Like we are a reflection, we are our ancestors, right? And that's something that's super important for us to understand because a lot of times the habits and the things that we do are a reflection of the people before us. And you can say, oh, well, I didn't have my father in my life. You may learn something about your father that is a reflection of you. And it could be because he wasn't there, or it could be because he was there, or it could be something that was passed on because the experiences were similar. And these are the karmic cycles that we're talking about right now. You have to know who you are and where those things are coming from. Because until you understand those things, you're going to keep going into the cycle over and over and over. And once you know those things, you become responsible for them. And as you're responsible for them, you're going to have more and more opportunity to either fail or do better. So, in regards to somebody that's staying at home, that is the karma of that mom. We don't know what angle she was coming from or what she had going on. And now she has to deal with these people that are grown people that are not dependent. And then, as she's on her deathbed, she has to think, are my kids going to be okay? Because I left them like this. And it's just going to be a cycle, and let's see what happens because you don't want that generation to end like that. And then that brings a whole nother conversation because some people think sometimes you got to start over and with a whole nother thing. But in terms of karmic cycles, it's important to understand that you are your ancestors literally. So get to know your family and understand that the lessons that they learned, you should be starting from where they learned that lesson and not redoing the lessons that they never learned. Learn from the people around you so that you can start from a different place so you can be ahead of the game. So, do you have anything else before I play the rest of the clip?
No. Go ahead and play.
Okay, perfect.
We're doing good with time.
Right, that's what I'm like. Let's keep it going.
First time I thought I was safe.
Safari, I gotta ask you, how does it feel to listen to what Erica's saying, to see and hear the pain? And are you in pain?
I always purposely just try to numb myself from everything so that I don't feel pain. And I'll tell myself I don't care so that I could really believe it. But there's pain.
It's obvious me and Safari will never be. I was in the hospital bed with this man's son. That man didn't care if I made it through that pregnancy. That man didn't care if I made it through that labor. I really have fought through some dark time. Like literally, I couldn't get out of bed, guys. There was days I could not eat, but at the same time, I have to face my kids and I gotta act like everything's okay because I'm the only one that feeds them on a day-to-day basis. Like I had to drag myself out of that.
I have to stop it right here. And the reason why I have to stop it right here is because she said a lot of things. And one of the things that we have to deal with is the fact that she chose to have a baby with him. She chose to have a baby with him. And when you choose to do something, it's a part of your karmic value as well. It is extremely important to be careful who we decide to procreate with. If you decide to procreate with somebody, that is going to be a part of your karmic value. You are now going to be dealing with the person for the rest of your life, not when that child becomes 18, for the rest of your life, because you're continuously going to be connected to that person. And since you were intimate with that person, you're carrying on the strengths and the weaknesses of them, and you're going to feel directly the emotional um kind of like capacity that that person is carrying on. You can see that he was sucking the life out of her. But was she not sucking the life out of other people? So we cannot feel bad for somebody that is reaping what they sowed. And then in addition to that, she chose to have a baby with him knowing the way that he was. He was known as a playboy, and he was known as a corny playboy. So you decided to have a baby, you decided to marry him. Then you decided to have a baby with him. And then now you're going through postpartum with absolutely no support. And he's sitting up there. Men go through postpartum as well. Men definitely go through postpartum as well. So you were an unhealed woman that went through the same cycle with your firstborn child, and now you're doing it on reality TV with your secondborn child. Balance, you look like you're ready to go. So what do you have to say? I want to hear what you have to say.
People, they love playing victim so much, and the people that watch people play victim, they love to assist them in that victimhood, and they love to also feel bad for them, and oh, you are a victim. But to be honest, that man and that woman seem very much equally yoked. I don't feel bad for either one of them. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I actually, I'm not sorry. At the end of the day, those
sorry.
people seem very much equally yoked, and they both seem like they're receiving what it is that they both desire, what they both deserve. Like they seem like they're both getting the energy back that they put out. It's giving very much. This is who I am. This is what I've given. This is what I'm receiving. This is my karma. So to me, why would I feel sorry for, like, I don't know. I mean, I know we could say, I know being a mother is definitely hard. Getting a divorce is definitely hard. But at the end of the listen, life, Earth is a school. This is listen, okay? We're in the school of life. We're here to learn. And we need to learn the lessons so we don't repeat them. When you see people learning their lessons, that's what they're here to do. It's not about feeling bad for anybody. Let them learn their lessons so next time they're not doing that to somebody else. Okay? So, I mean, you never know why people are, and then at the end of the day, they look like they're living a pretty polished, plush, happy life. Why am I feeling bad? Like, they're not starving. Okay, and I mean this. It's just like they look like they're doing pretty good. And instead of us sitting at home watching other people's life unravel on reality television, we need to be worried about what we got going on and how we're supposed to be expanding. So I don't watch TV, and I tell people all the time, you don't really have time to watch TV. If you're working on yourself, if you're eating healthy, if you're working out at the gym, if you're bettering yourself mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and meditating, reading your spiritual texts, whatever you need to do to become your best self, when do you have time to watch television? I'm so confused how people can tell me every episode of Power. Like, but what's the last book that you read? So I'm really, and then y'all wonder why your life is where it is and you don't have what you want. That's your karma, because you're sitting here watching other people in their karma instead of going out and becoming your best self and reaching your full potential and doing everything you're supposed to be doing. Wanaki and I are working in our gifts right now, and we're giving you guys our time and energy, and that will come back because that's our karma. So that's what we're doing. We are where we're supposed to be. And if you're here receiving this message, it's because it's for you. So at the end of the day, get off the couch and watching Erica Mena and seeing her life unravel for your entertainment, and go do what you're supposed to do to become your best self. And I had to say that, but okay.
And there's a karma.
That's my close. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I appreciate that.
No.
I
basically.
appreciate it. Well, what I would say is that your habits are a reflection of your karmic value, right? So if you are putting your energy into those people, you're helping them get more and more money and get paid, and you're putting yourself lower and lower because your subconscious is being imprinted by their acts because they are actors. It's reality TV. And we see it so
Actors.
many times. We see it so many times how these things are scripted. So we really don't know what's really going on. And they may have dedicated themselves to this lifestyle of reality TV to the extent that this has become their life, you know, but it has absolutely nothing to do with you. So if you are utilizing your time to give them more money, you are going to have that karmic value of you not getting anything done and wondering how all these people moving and I'm not moving because we're focused. We are practicing discernment with what we do with our time. We are feeding into ourselves, which allows us to feed in and pour into you guys. And we are working like Balin said, we are working in our gifts. And it's important for you to work in your gifts because it has value for what we're doing. Everybody has to do their part in order for everybody to receive their blessings. So I want to conclude in saying that karma is real, and whether you believe in it or not, you will continuously reap what you sow. So that being said, I do see here that Jay Tucker, which that's our boy, you can't deny it, that's our boy. He is
What's up, Jay
saying,
Tucker?
right. He's saying, and Isaiah came through too. I see him, I see he slid through too. Appreciate that. I do see that he said that one of the topics he's interested in is us talking about mental health and Black men because
Oh,
that's not
okay.
something that you see often. So
Okay. We'll
next
do that.
Saturday,
Yeah,
next
for
Saturday
sure.
we'll talk
We'll do it
about
during the week too. We got to do something.
oh, you know what? So make sure y'all check us out during the week because we're gonna pop out with that topic. I love that topic. I
I
appreciate
love
that
it.
topic.
Yeah.
And we'll definitely tap into that on the weekend as well because that is our weekly one. So thank you so much,
Thank
Valence.
you,
Thank you
guys.
all for tuning in. Be sure to follow us at our names at Wanakia Lima on all social platforms and at Balancing Codes on all platforms. And we look forward to learning and growing with you guys more. Be kind to yourself. Ashe.
Mm.